let me tell you. Right, get ready for Stonehewer, Nick. So, we are now going to, last year, we spoke about St. David, Dewi Sant. And I thought that was one of the best things we ever did on this podcast on day one. And now we're going to call Stonehewer because we're going to ask Stonehewer about Merlin. Merlin, the Welshman, Merlin the Magician. And would Merlin become a Willpower member? Fuck, I got to ring him. Jesus. Hang on. I got my new phone. I don't even know the code. Hang on.
Fill some time.
No, I'm going to fill time.
No.
Fuck him. This is fucking free. Right. S? What do you mean?
Turn our viewers.
No, don't fucking edit it out. Stonehewer. Right, there we are. It's on Bluetooth. It's calling. Stonehewer sent me an image of himself in full regalia earlier, which you can put up, Nick.
Good evening, Justin.
Good evening, Stonehewer.
How are we doing?
I always feel like I'm in the Eurovision Song Contest, like we're calling Luxembourg or something. We're doing well, Stonehewer. I've just queued you up perfectly and then lost about 20 seconds of time. Now, Stonehewer, it's this episode is coming out March the 1st. Last year, we did St. David. This year, I quested you. Notice the word. I quested you for Merlin.
Yeah.
Merlin... what can you tell us about Merlin? Wait, we haven't got any music. We don't need music because this is going to run. This is not a minute. This is not a medieval minute. This is fucking more important. We are literally putting Merlin through the fucking Willpower interview process. All right, Stonehewer.
Good.
Anything happening? Wait. Before we do that, we'll have to talk about your training. You lot came down here and visited the other day.
Yes, we did. Yeah. What an amazing experience.
How was it?
It was awesome. We always jump at the opportunity to come down. The atmosphere is something that we all talk about. Yeah, we think it's brilliant.
Great. And you brought, what, 6 of you down, was it?
1, 2, yeah, there was 6 of us in total. That's it.
You had a big Friday, and then we had a bit of a session on Saturday morning.
That's it, and a game of chess with Louis, I believe, as well.
Game of chess, and we had some breakfast rolls. It's fucking great.
Yeah, it was great. What a weekend.
And then we started to watch the rugby. Lovely. And then you sort of fucked off in between that. Right. So, well, you're very welcome back at any time, Stonehewer. Now then, you have researched Merlin, I'm presuming.
Yes, I'm ready.
Right. So off you go. There's no minute, Stonehewer. Just fucking. I might interrupt you every now and again, but off you go. Tell us about Merlin.
Okay. So Merlin is a mythical figure prominently featured in the legends of King Arthur, and is best known as a wizard and an enchanter. He is a character based off an amalgamation of legendary and historical figures taken mostly from Welsh stories, popularised in the 12th century by the scribe Geoffrey of Monmouth. He is said to have been born in Carmarthenshire, which for the viewers is South Wales, where many of the roads, pubs and parks bear his name. There's even a legend in Carmarthen town surrounding an oak tree that says, "When Merlin's tree shall tumble down, then shall fall Carmarthen town." The tree itself was cut down in the early 1900s by a resident, as it was a meeting place for local youths. But there we go. It's said that after fighting a battle in 573 AD, Merlin went mad after watching the fall of his king, so he fled to a nearby forest in Cumbria, where he spent many years living as a wild man. And in his isolation, he was gifted the skill of prophecy by God. Later in his life, he was merited as discovering the white and the red dragon that laid under a castle in a partially constructed part near Snowdonia, releasing them from their eternal fight. I think that's something we touched on episode 4. Merlin is most famously known for his affiliation with King Arthur and the Britons, the Castle of Camelot, and the Knights of the Round Table. But Merlin took King Arthur from his parents at an early age to teach him to be a kind and just leader, giving him all the skills required to fight the invading Saxons and become the rightful king of Britain.
Right. Is that it?
That's it. I think I had that as at 1 minute 45.
Okay, I don't give a fuck about the time. Now, St. David used to cold plunge. What did Merlin do? What did he do in his personal time?
Well, I mean, living in the forest for many years, I can't imagine many of his baths were warm. I imagine he had to fight for his own food, which is pretty notable, you know, self-sustained man and all that.
Now, you said he was an enchanter.
Yeah.
So what does an enchanter do back in fucking 573 AD?
So some of his most noted skills are he charmed a local warlord and made his army turn around, and they marched into the sea where they all died. You see, so he was obviously very good with his words.
Fucking, I like him already. He's fucked off a warlord. Nice. Go on.
Yeah.
What else did he enchant?
Well, I guess as well as being an enchanter, Carmarthenshire, is that far from Willpower?
Yeah, it's not South Wales, it's West Wales.
Is it? Oh,
Carmarthen's about an hour and 35, hour and 40 minutes. Absolute west. It's the very beginning of West Wales.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So he wouldn't even need to be a remote athlete if you took him on.
Well, no, he'd be fucking turning up most weeks. I like the fact that he was a wild man.
Oh yeah, I mean, it seems to be the making of him. I mean, with most of these sort of folklores, there's a lot of origin stories, but all of them say his childhood was pretty normal, and it turns out that living in the woods for a number of years, that seems to be the making of him. So,
fucking man of the woods. I'm fucking on it. I'm fucking with him. And what was his prophecies? He was a prophet. What did he prophesize?
Yeah, so he was the person who discovered the white and the red dragon that laid under a castle in Snowdonia. So that is what we touched on in episode 4. So that was the sort of the start of the Red Dragon of Wales. So he was key in discovering the Red Dragon of Wales, which I guess is quite notable.
All right. So what you're saying is, in his head, he knew where it was, and then he fucking led everyone to it, and then they uncovered it.
Yeah, that's it. You got it.
Before he could see it, it was unseen.
It was unseen. That's it. He told the miners where to dig. So the story reads.
So he was a good leader. He doesn't sound like St. David. He doesn't sound like a fucking. He's not stopping people drinking and fucking eating meat, is he? Was he?
No, he's a wild man of the woods. I imagine he'd be up.
Yeah, he'd be up for fucking wild boar. He's fucking starting fires. He was fucking running riot.
Yeah, he's in.
I think he's in. I think fucking Merlin's in. He sounds fucking great. Like, he's got a woodland.
Great.
He's a fucking prophet. He's got a woodland. Right?
Yeah.
He's a fucking enchanter. Mystical. What does that mean back in those days, Stonehewer? What's the mystique?
So, his mystique, I guess, is the fact that no one at the time knew who he was. So he'd rock up to a random town. You know, he'd prophesize about dragons and castles and whatnot, and it'd all come true. You know, he was a mystical man from the woods.
Fuck.
Cool.
He's in. Fuck it. St. David, you get your own club. Fucking Merlin, you are fucking in. Right. Geordie, you got any thoughts on that?
What I don't like about this geezer.
Whoa! Fucking hell. What? He's going to hog your platform, is he, Jordan?
Well, no. When it going gets tough, he's going to flee in the woods.
What do you mean he's going to flee in the woods?
That's what he done last time.
Stonehewer, did you hear that?
Well, I can hear that, and yeah, that's a fair point. You know, when shit gets real, he does go, doesn't he?
He goes in the woods.
It's a consideration, that, isn't it? I guess.
Yep.
Don't know. Well, he's got a woods. He's got a woodlands. He's an enchanter. He's a mystical person. He's a wild man and a prophet. And he was kind and just to St. Arthur, to fucking King Arthur, to get him to fucking lead the Welsh.
He was a loyal dog.
Right, he was loyal. He was, perhaps his retreat was strategic.
Well, without the retreat, he wouldn't have got prophecy, so there's always that.
Yeah, George.
Right, so there's a strategy. So he's fucking bright.
I'm just wondering about his commitment to training.
Yeah.
Well, Mike, hang on, you had 4 weeks off.
He reminds me of myself, actually. Like, he's in West Wales, he's in bloody...
North Wales, he's up in Snowdonia.
He's in Cumbria.
And covering red and whites.
He ain't coming to the gym, is he? He's a traveller.
He's a traveller, a bit like you, Mike. Yeah.
Reminds me of me.
Stonehewer, do you know when Merlin hit puberty?
Yeah, 14. Yeah, why not?
He's not like me.
So you said he was a mystical figure. Do we know what the mystical properties made him look like? Did he have a beard? Was he fucking hairless? Was he airy? Did he have a fucking...
He was...
Twink.
So looking at all the depictions, he is tall and slim, long hair and a really long beard. So he's not even an 81, you know, looking at him on a good day.
When did he die? What age was he?
He was 110 by one account and 115 by another. So he ripe old age, by the way you look at it.
That is a lot of moss eating. Fucking hell, well done.
Yeah.
All right, well, in my book he's in. Captain, do you want him training here? Do you want a fucking mystical enchanter who's a fucking wild man prophet and owns a woodland here?
He'll have to come and have an interview.
Right, okay. Captain wants him
I'll let him
in the office. Geordie?
No.
No. Michael Farmer?
Nah, the twink space is already taken.
Right, Michael's defending his own twink space. You're going to lose that now you've hit puberty. You realise that, Mike, don't you?
Oh, shit.
Right, so I guess the call is mine. He's fucking in. Fuck them. Right. All right, Stonehewer, thank you very much. Nick, take us to the break. Stonehewer, we'll see you next time. Thank you.
Guys, bye.
Bye-bye.
Woo, 5-minute break.